Good morning, UPBOptionMillionaires.com. It is April 3rd, 2014, a Thursday. How's everyone doing as the market ramps higher again? Futures are almost back to their highs they hit yesterday. We're almost there. We have the ECB coming out in a little bit. They're going to let us know how much further they're going to stimulate or try to stimulate their economy. And here we are, some 5 years plus into this recovery, and yet central banks are still stimulating. It's still weak growth. Makes a lot of sense that we're at all-time highs here and look poised to break out possibly to even higher levels. This time last week, I was talking about the fact that we were going to break down and we're going to hit the 174 level again before bouncing, and we did the exact opposite. Look at a significant rally the last 4 days. It's been slow and methodical. If you're on the bearish side and you bought puts, it was just kind of yank your hair out one hair at a time with a pair of tweezers kind of rally. And here we are. We have the ECB decision coming out tomorrow. It's the jobs report. And those two are probably going to help move stocks the next 2 days. The next week, earnings start to kick off. We have the earnings season. We do have Alcoa. Historically has been the kickoff earnings report. But let's talk about Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase on Friday before the bell. We also have PriceSmart, Bed Bath & Beyond. So it's going to be this is exciting here at the end of the week, but once we get into earnings season's awesome. Let's move into some charts. I talked about Tesla this time last week as well, coming in at I don't know where that line came from. The 299 level. Let me just pull a little closer here. The $200 level. We came pretty close last week, and it's been a really sharp rally, and we've broken out of this downtrend. I think that's more important than anything else. You can see this trend line was acting as resistance on the way down. And this is a beautiful wedge here. After the move up from 125, we topped out after the earnings report came out in the stock rally, and we've been kind of just constrained beneath this trend line resistance. Now we're breaking out. This looks like it's going to continue up to the 250, 275 level, and possibly new all-time highs. Pretty wild. That's Tesla Motors. Amazon, which I was talking about the other day. I did a little commentary on a chart. Charts I put up at the blog at optionmillionaires.com, and it still remains in no man's land. This is actually pretty bearish in my opinion. We have a bear flag. Okay, this is the pole, and it's in the confines of, after hitting new fresh all-time highs, in a downtrend. So I would look again at support here at the 315 level, maybe around 320. And so we can look at Amazon. They came out with, there was a big piece about the TV service they're coming out with, shares the same internet address as a porn website. Woohoo! Yeah. So instead of investing in shipping drone research, they should be looking at research into the websites that they're looking to grow their business with. Let's look at BTH again. Double bottom, continues moving to the upside. I love this stock. I just think it's doing a slow grind, which is actually a good thing. At some point, we're going to see this slow grind, and then just an explosion to the upside. When that happens, I wish I could tell you, but it's going to happen, in my opinion. TLT has been breaking down after it topped out here on this trend line. It's pulled back, and I would look for the 106 level. And that would almost, assuming we get the continuation of bonds weaken and stocks rise, that this would imply further price increases for the stock market. The stock market break to record levels. Although we were having at a time, even a couple weeks ago, where bonds were being bought, stocks were being bought, gold was being bought, the dollar was being bought. It was just the perfect market where everything's going up, everybody's happy. Let's look at GLD, which tracks gold, and you can see it topped out recently. Kind of found a bottom here at this level, but I would look for a possible move back to the 115 level. And then speaking of what I was talking about for next week, we have earnings from PriceSmart. And if we go from a longer term perspective, I like PriceSmart back in November for a pullback from the 120 level. Up here, it was at 122. It's pulled back nicely. And you can look at support is acting. If you could draw a trend line right here. Let me see if I can do it. I can't do it. You could draw a trend line right here. Support's at about $100. So we'll see about that heading into next week. Then we have Bed Bath & Beyond, which reports earnings. And you can look at support as well at the current about $67 level. Dropped earnings last year from the $80 all-time high levels So we'll see if we're getting another bearish move to the downside next week when they report earnings. And then we have JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo. JP Morgan Chase, it broke out of a channel and is now confined here. It's at the upper range. It's hitting resistance. It's over the $60 level. So we're going to see a move back down to about the mid-50s. And maybe the earnings report next Friday before the bell is going to be the impetus for that. Or we're going to break out to the upside. And we also have Wells Fargo, which is at historic highs and just keeps hi-ho, hi-ho. Warren Buffett did say back in 2009 if he could put 100%, which is very sound investment advice, of his money into Wells Fargo, if he had more, he would have. And I remember buying the call contracts down here. I got the 1250s and the $15 calls. Yeah, and look at us now. Again, reports earnings before the bell next week. And then we have Caterpillar on Friday next week. And we have Caterpillar, which broke out of this beautiful wedge. And you can see along the way since 2009 these beautiful bull flags that have preceded a big price move to the upside. And then we've been consolidating this wedge, and I believe I brought this up a couple times in my video, expecting a big sharp move to the upside, and there you have it. We're over the 102 level, so now we're looking at that 116 level we hit previously. I don't know, we have a straggler, as I like to call him, but you can see it was channeling recently, broke out a huge candle, almost 3% higher. That's Caterpillar. So I hope everyone has a great trading session today. We have Yelp, actually, in the Wall Street Journal. There's a lot of complaints, customer complaints, anonymous reviews. Oh, your service stinks, but I'm not going to put my name so nobody knows who I am. Anonymous reviews. I could see if you're a business, that kind of stinks. It really does, because people can take pot shots at you and have, their credibility remains intact. And so the uptrend from the start of August is now broken, and so we possibly look for Yelp to move back down maybe to the $60 level in the short term. But if you look, we are a little bit oversold. We bounced off the level yesterday a little bit at the lows. So it'll be interesting to see where Yelp heads from here. Down almost 6% is a high flyer, one of those Momo stocks. All right, UPB here. Hey, hope everyone has a good trading session. We have the jobs report tomorrow with the ECB this morning. It's going to be exciting. We have stock futures just off their highs that they hit yesterday. I'm sure we'll break through it even pre-market when ECB comes out. They say, oh, well, we're going to further stimulate the economy, or if they don't do anything, because they'll still have some bullets left in the chamber. And then tomorrow we have the jobs report. And next week earnings kicks off, so it's an exciting time of the year. We have baseball, basketball playoffs, hockey. Oh, we have the NCAA Final Four. All right, UPB here. I'm all excited. Everyone have a great trading day. I'll see you in the chat room at optionmillionaires.com. Goodbye.